It's Marlon Speaks Live, yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort, I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon Speaks Live, no script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies, just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon Speaks Live, now the truth will rise. Yo, it's Marlon.
Welcome back. Another episode of Marlon Speaks Live. Let me try to get my set up a little bit better so y'all can hear me a little bit better. I noticed my audio was down. Adjust some things. I gotta adjust my camera. Y'all bear with me. Okay, yeah. So I'm back. Marlon Speaks Live. Just wanted to add. I appreciate all of the interaction on my last live. I really do. Wanted to come back with another one to clear some things up about that last conversation that I had about reparations. And now I don't know if a lot of y'all understand what reparations really represent, but I can give it to y'all in a nutshell. Okay. So I had a commenter that seems to be confused about what reparations are, right? So, or how they would be dispersed. And to me, I'm gonna say this. First off, the benefits of reparations is actually twofold. It's more than twofold, but it got a whole lot of different layers to it. So first off, this foundation of this country was built with Africans. It's built with Africans. This is native land, but since the smallpox disease killed most of them off, most of their lineage did not survive to be here, right? Then there was a deliberate attempt to suppress their numbers here, but as everybody know, they actually had breeding farms with Black Americans. So not only was there not not something to try to suppress our numbers, but they had to actually create more of us because in their mind, we represented money, just pure wealth. They wasn't thinking about the life, they weren't thinking about the lives, that we were actually living, breathing people. And then fast forward all the way, everything that happened in there. And what I'm really talking about is white history. So I know it's Black History Month, but all the things that we celebrate or acknowledge with Black people in this country, all the atrocities that our ancestors suffered through, is actually white history. This isn't our history at all. This is all white history. So when we talk about these things, we're actually giving these people kudos, or their ancestors kudos, for all of these systems that they created that they thought our people was just going to help them to benefit from. So reparations. Now, see, this is the thing too. We represent life. Black people represent life itself. So it's no amount of money that really could be paid for life. We cannot really be repaired. We can't be repaid. But just like a parent that has a child, you can't repay your parents back. Your parents don't want you to repay them back for raising you and taking care of you. Black people don't want nobody to pay us back. But simply because y'all ancestors were so confused about who they really was dealing with, you got to pay. This country has to pay. And it will. It will, and it's insured. It's everything is actually manifesting and playing itself out. But what I wanted us to look at, I wanted us to look at this recent EEOC and Trump, the administration, going after companies that hire black people. This is yet another proven fact of how we will get reparations. All of this attack on us directly is going to help us. Trust me. Let's watch this though.
Grab a copy of my book, Education and Justice. If you have an African American son in public school, you need this book because I teach you the many ways that public schools mistreat African American boys and what you can do to help your son. So go over there and get your copy immediately. I want to talk to you about how the Trump administration is using civil rights laws to punish or to sue companies that hire African American people, and they essentially use those laws to say that those companies are discriminating against white men. Now, I told you all of this was going to happen. Just watch the video in the description, and that will validate what I told you. And so
we all felt this was going to happen, brother. We felt it. We don't need nobody to tell us nothing. We felt this hate. This hate, we instantly recognized it the day Obama got elected. We knew that this hate was what was ruined. Yeah. But all it's going to do is create their ruins and help us out. So yeah, it's all good.
And so it pains me. It hurts me to see this.
I don't know why. Shit. It make me happy to see this shit. Yeah, when somebody deliberately trying to hurt you, oh man, and it's recorded. Oh shit. Man, that's a slam dunk.
Hundreds of thousands of black women and black men have lost jobs since Trump.
So what? We represent life. Life. That's the thing. See, even this brother don't even understand what I understand. We represent life itself. So that's why I said reparations, like y'all really can't repay us for life. So let that sink in. When y'all start to complain about, oh, how we going to pay for it? Well, look, it don't even matter. We gave you life. You wouldn't even have life to create these systems that you have created, to even be able to have everything that you have as far as money-wise and material without life. You needed life, and you got it from black people. So yeah, you gonna pay one way or another. The longer it take, the more it's gonna be. Yeah, so you gonna pay. Yeah, this guy don't even understand what I understand. We represent life. Fuck a job. Fuck a motherfucking job. We represent life. We gonna survive. Yeah, we just like we survived for hundreds of thousands of years when jobs wasn't even no such thing as a job. All they gonna do is help us evolve. God will throw us a bone. As they sitting around trying to hoard, we will be evolving. With this, trying to hurt us is only gonna help us.
Trump has been back in office. And now that those people, those blacks have lost jobs, now the Trump administration is not just working within the federal government, but in the private sector, once again, telling these corporations, you better not hire black people.
This shit crazy. What the fuck? He said, "You better not." Wow. Like, so what? You think our people, we didn't have no jobs for hundreds of years over here in this country, and we still here. We the proof. We the proof that you don't need none of that to live and exist. Our presence alone. Our presence alone. We represent God itself. They have no idea what that means. They just so fixated on the surface, this skin color, and it's going to take them under. Trust me.
And they will make the argument, for every black person you hired, you discriminated against a white person. White men in particular.
Instead of them being great. They so mad at us for knowing some shit, because that fallacy that they know more is supposed to have more. I see it every day when I'm riding in my foreign cars. I see it. I see the hate that's in y'all. Y'all can't stand it. Y'all can't stand to see me next to y'all on the plane, in the same stores, buying more than you. My kids living better. That really, it messes up that false ideology that y'all have, that white supremacist bullshit that y'all have believed for so long, that y'all are inherently superior. No, you just actually inherited better land at that time with better animals that was domesticated. That was it. Other than that, the world has caught up. The world has caught up. And from the 50s, when this country was so-called great, which was the only time in this modern era that every other country was decimated, everybody has caught up. It wasn't never great. It was just the only country. So now y'all want to look inward and hate on the people that the descendants of the people that built this country. It's only gonna hurt you. It's only gonna hurt you.
That's what we're up against. This is the most anti-black administration in my almost 64 years on this earth.
It's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing. The rest of them was just as hateful. They just never was outward with it. It's good that we got this outward hate. This is proof. It's a good thing. That all they doing is helping us out. Trust me, brother.
And the fact that over 2 million black people voted for this man is astounding. And
yeah, man, I didn't vote for him, but a lot of our people enjoy pain. You know, a lot of black people, they don't identify with their skin no more over here in this country. All over the world, actually, a whole lot of places other than Africa, where you have to, like, you can't ignore it. But outside of Africa, a whole lot of black people that's been in those countries for, multiple generations, they don't identify with their blackness. They either don't identify with it in a positive way or in a negative way. Most likely, it's in a negative way, where they hate how they look. We see that with Serena. Actually, I want to touch on that too. I'm gonna do a whole different video on Serena though. What I think about Serena Williams. She's from Saginaw, Michigan originally, and that's 20 minutes away from Flint, where I live at. And her, man, just hating herself, seemed to me. That's just how I take it. I take it that Serena Williams hate her, how she looked as a melanated goddess. I think but a lot of black people here in this country and all over the world that's not in Africa don't like themselves. They don't like how they look. They actually are white, really within. They don't like their reflection. So it don't surprise me that black people voted for Trump. There's gonna be a whole lot more in the future that's gonna be voting for against their own interests because they don't like who they are. And it's sad. This sad, man. This one of our elders, my elders. It's sad to see my elders. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not in tune enough to really understand what's going on. You know, I've seen all of this transitioning from the hip hop generation that I was in, the era of Tupac and Biggie, where you just had self-hate on full display. And all the splintering of different ideology within the black community. It do not surprise my age group that 2 million black people voted for Trump. It don't.
And I will not stop saying that because I'm hoping that those African-American people see the mistake they made and then get out here over the next year and vote against this guy because he's doing devastating things to our community. Now, let's get into this video. Again, I want you to understand what is happening here. The Trump administration is using the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to sue companies that hire black people by alleging that every black person they hire, they're discriminating against a white person, namely a white man. So if the Trump administration has caused hundreds of thousands of blacks to lose jobs and now is in the private sector threatening companies not to hire those black people who lost jobs, how do you think that that's going to impact our community? I heard a content creator say just the other day that Trump is not targeting the black community. That's bogus. That's false. That's disinformation.
True. Yeah, not only is he targeting, like we're the ultimate target. We're the actual motivation for all of this Project 2025. We're the underpin of all of it. So we're the focal point. To undermine us here in this country, that's like getting the Jews out of Germany. That's what the equivalent of it is. To undermine us blacks is to, I believe they all have a pipe dream of locking us up and murdering us, just, what they call it, public executions. Yeah, I believe they really want that in their spirit. I can feel it. I can definitely feel the hate that they have. It's not like with Trump, with most white Americans, but you feel it just within how they try to ignore us away in public. You can feel it. Like we're not even there. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of know that this is like a pipe dream of white America to get us out of the way. Yeah, and they're going to start with jobs, of course. They're going to, continue to try to marginalize us in every way. But this is a different era, man. Like this is why I say it just can't, it can't. Like we're in a place now. Like I created me a business. I created multiple businesses. Like trying to hurt us is actually going to help us. Any one of us, we are so resourceful. There's no way we can create our own shoe company. We don't have to work for Nike. We don't have to do nothing for nobody no more. We're past that. They fucked up. It's too late. They can try to, all they're going to do is help us by trying to hurt us. And that's what my elder right here don't seem to have the solution. He's like, he's just drilling in on the problem. He's honed in on the problem. He has zero solutions for this problem. And that's what that generation of black Americans did. They, like my daddy and my mother, my father, my parents, they were always like scared. They didn't think about the solutions. My generation was about creating solutions. So we're happy that Trump is behaving like this. We know the silver lining. We're actually the proof. We're the living proof of winning. We're the evidence of a crime. That's what Black America represents. The evidence of crimes. We ain't going nowhere. My kids are thriving. We're reproducing. I got 5 kids, 6 grandkids already. I'm not even 50 years old. I got 6 grandkids. Yeah, by the time I'm 60, hopefully I have 20. 15, 20 of them. Yeah, we're reproducing. Everybody gainfully, employed, self-employed. My son's self-employed. My daughter's self-employed. My grown. Yeah, we're not tripping on losing a job. We know how to make money now. But let's let the elder talk.
Trump is targeting 2 groups of people primarily. Latinos, obviously, and African American people. He's targeting us in a quieter way than he is the Latinos. They are out there in the Latino communities deporting them. But here's what they're doing to us. They're disempowering us, taking jobs, taking wealth, misusing and abusing civil rights protections, not enforcing civil rights protections on our behalf. Oh, yes, we are being targeted. Now, let's go over here and let's take a look.
Look at this lady. She looked like she got Trump thing in her throat. She looks so terrified and mortified. Look at her. She knows she doing something wrong. You can look at her and tell she know she's wrong.
At exactly what I'm talking about. Let me put it on the screen, full stop. All right. The New York Times is reporting that a federal agency investigates Nike, of all places, for discrimination against white workers. It appeared to be the first time the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has targeted diversity policies at a large company. Look at that. Look at it good. It appeared to be the first time the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is a part of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, has targeted diversity policies at a large company. Just amazing.
Yeah.
All right. First time they've done this at a large company. So why are they picking a company like Nike? To make Nike an example, to send a message to other corporations. If you hire blacks, we're coming for you. We're coming for you.
And they don't even know who we really represent. We represent God. Without us, they wouldn't even have life. That's the silver lining in all of this. The silver lining in all of this is without blacks, you wouldn't have no race. See, and so when we start this, the Defiant Lawyers Network, I'm gonna add the link to this in the description also. He not even informed with this very powerful information that I've been sharing on my channel, that we represent life itself. We have to start verbally saying these things to make it plain that without life, you can't even have, without black people, you can't have white people. So them trying to take a job away from us, that's like trying to take somebody's clothes off of them instead of killing them. By taking somebody's clothes, you're not hurting. You're not. They can go get some more clothes. You go get another job. They can't hurt us. But see, he got a point. Because see, this is the beginning. They want to hurt us. They want to physically hurt us. They want to kill us. They want to wish us away. We're the evidence of their ancestors' crimes. Yeah.
They've established essentially a portal for white men to pick up the phone and call them, the EEOC, and they will open up an investigation. I told you this in a previous video. And then if they can get money from that company for hiring black people, they're going to share some of that money with the white guy who called them. That's really a form of reparations.
Yep, it is.
The federal agency that safeguards hiring practices said on Wednesday that it was investigating Nike, the sportswear giant, for diversity efforts that it said amounted to discrimination against white workers. And yes, we all know that Nike has a whole lot of black athletes primarily, right, on its roster, which causes a lot of African-American people to buy Nike products. So it's only right that Nike try to do right by African-Americans. And that is by hiring blacks in management and other jobs. And I'm sure
it just ain't enough that 90% of all of the CEOs of big companies is white men. It's just not enough. They, like I said, man, our presence alone it just get under the skin of these racist white folks. It gets under the skin. Our presence alone. And don't let us have no money. Don't let us look like we doing good economically. Don't let us look like we thriving. You know, don't let us look like we're actually having some upward mobility. Play the rest of this video.
I'm sure that Nike can do a whole lot more in terms of promoting African Americans, because this whole notion that white men are being held back because of reverse discrimination is demonstrably false. It's provably false. We all know who runs this country.
Right.
It's white men.
Right.
So this is not about fighting for equality for white men. This is about disempowering and rolling back black people.
Yep, but all it's going to do is help us get reparations. Them targeting us is going to help us. Just like them targeting them Mexicans and all them Spanish people Hispanic people is going to help them too. We will all be better off after this administration. Trust me. This is nothing but a blip in time. And all of the hateful white people that's celebrating right now, guess what? Y'all know that this won't last. Y'all know y'all time, y'all clock is ticking. We're not going back. No. And white people are going to actually help us do it. Your so-called liberal white people, yeah, they're going to make sure that we get this thing right. Yep, watch. I mean, I hate to say it.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, born of the Civil Rights Act, said it was investigating systemic allegations of DEI-related intentional race discrimination against white employees and job applicants at Nike. Do you remember some content creator said when Trump came out with these DEI policies, or when I was warning people about these DEI policies, some content creator said, Oh, don't worry about Trump's anti-DEI policies. We've dealt with that before, some form of that before. So don't let that be a reason not to vote for Trump, not to support Trump. After all, the Democrats are really the ones that you need to be hating. Black content creators, what I call pro-black imposters, said those things and misled an awful lot of black folks.
Yeah, they did.
And this is the result. These are the reverse tangibles. You know, that word is thrown around a lot. Don't vote for a political candidate or a party that doesn't give you tangibles. Well, what about supporting a party that gives you reverse tangibles? In other words, they take tangibles away from you.
Wow. Yep. Reverse tangible.
Kamala Harris would have never done that. Joe Biden produced historical tangibles for the black community.
Exactly.
Systemic allegations of DEI, that's just a play on words. They're just trying to create something similar to systemic racism, which is real. Systemic allegations of DEI related intentional race discrimination is bogus. Civil rights laws were created to fight against systemic racism that is real against African American people.
Right. And they trying to weaponize the actual safeguards that was put in place for our people to have some upward mobility. And they're trying to weaponize it against us so we can't have nothing. Imagine that. Wow. Instead of dealing with their racism, they want to validate reverse racism. See, that's what happens with a reprobate mind. Someone that not only do not want to acknowledge their wrong, but they want to flip the wrong on the victims. And that's all that is what they call narcissism. Narcissism, classic narcissism. Battered wife syndrome. You know, the husband blaming on the wife. Well, you made me beat you up. You made me do it. You know, and then she started feeling like, damn, I need to stop making him whoop my ass. No, what the fuck are you doing? You don't take up for the oppressor? You don't take up for the person that's beating your ass? No. You address it. Shit, you kick him in the motherfucking mouth. You kick him in his goddamn nuts. You don't let this motherfucker whoop your ass. Shit, you take his life if you have to. Shit.
Not white men who run the country. This is mean-spirited. And these are the same people who try to lecture us about God.
The devil in the flesh trying to lecture us about God. The actual living, breathing, walking devil on earth want to lecture us about God. God himself. We are God in the flesh. That's crazy. Like the devil in the flesh want to lecture God in the flesh about God. Without black people, it wouldn't be no white people. We are the closest thing to God on earth to white people. The closest thing to God is black people. And y'all think y'all can tell us about God? When y'all have all of the characteristics of the living, breathing devil on earth. That's exactly what y'all represent.
It appears to be the first time that the commission has said that diversity, equity, and inclusion practices in workplaces can amount to anti-white discrimination, and Nike is a high-profile target. Do you remember just a couple of weeks ago?
Man, this shit's so ridiculous.
Donald Trump said the civil rights laws hurt white people very badly. Well, again, I knew all this was coming because they laid out all these grievances in Project 2025 and what they would do. That's why I made so many videos about this. The company has sponsorship partnerships with world famous athletes, including LeBron James, Caitlin Clark. It also drew criticism from President Trump during his first term for running advertisements featuring Colin Kaepernick, the football star who knelt during the national anthem to protest racism and police brutality. You remember Trump said angrily that they ought to fire that SOB or any black person who had the gall to stand up against racism, systemic racism against blacks?
Yep.
The investigation is the first major legal action that the commission has announced under Andrea Lucas, its chair, who has made diversity, equity, and inclusions programs a target since taking the role last year. And the Nike investigation was disclosed on Wednesday when the EEOC filed a motion in federal court in Missouri seeking to force Nike to comply with the subpoena from September. So they're trying to get a bunch of Nike's records. And Nike has tried to not, follow that subpoena. So she now has filed a motion in federal court asking a judge to force Nike to hand over records regarding, I suppose, hiring and DEI policies and so on.
This is nothing but Nazi Germany 2.0. And we all know how that ended. And we all know how that benefited the Jewish people. This hate that they just can't hide no more, it's going to help all the people that they are trying to hurt. They think this shit gonna end differently because we in America. We on this side of the country. This side of the world. No, we on Earth still. Everything is still in perfect rotation. Yeah, the thing you throw out there, it come back to you. Yeah, that's how this works. And I know a lot of y'all keep jumping in on my live. Y'all don't want to hear none of this truth. It's stinged on it. Ooh, boy, I know y'all that keep watching it, jumping in and out. Ooh, it stinged on it. Y'all just probably want to off yourself right now. Y'all want to take your own dang on life with this truth.
And they want to go back all the way to 2018. That's 7 years of records. As an attorney, I'm telling you, that is extremely difficult to do that far back, especially for a corporation the size of Nike. And so once again, this is all about using Nike to send a message to all the rest of these corporations.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how we talk about boycotting? These corporations are going to say, yeah, I don't want you to boycott us, but we are even more concerned about the Trump administration coming down upon us. So you all are going to have to boycott us for right now. We've got to appease this administration. So what they're doing is also intended to send a message that whether blacks boycott you or not, if you hire blacks, we're coming at you.
This ain't nothing but the good old boys. The good old boys in the White House, man. Listen, as much as y'all hate to see successful black people, man, trust me, it pales in comparison to what we really represent. We really represent life. And if y'all don't know, without our life, y'all wouldn't have a life. So trying to hurt the parents of humanity, trust me, this is why we represent the spirit of the human species. We know what's going to happen. We sit back and we watch y'all and we absorb all the hate. Our ancestors sat back and watched y'all ancestors for years. And now it's embedded in our DNA. We already have the answers for your hate. We are inoculated. We are covered. You can't hurt us. And that's the whole thing. That's why I wanted to make this video, because it seems like when we talk about reparations, it seems like a lot of the misinformed, especially the black people who don't know who they are. They don't know that without us, it wouldn't be no life. They are not comfortable with that, even if they do know it. You know why? Because they are scared to offend racist white people. God is scared to offend the devil. That's what that looked like.
According to court documents filed with the motion, Ms. Lucas filed a discrimination charge against Nike in 2024 when she was a commissioner on the EEOC. At the time, the commission had a Democratic majority. It now has a 2-to-1 Republican majority. Nike has fought the subpoena and made only partial responses to requests for information according to the agency's court filing. The EEOC seeks information directly relevant to allegations that Nike subjected white employees, applicants, and training program participants to disparate treatment based on race in various employment decisions, including layoffs, internship programs, and mentoring, leadership development, and other career programs, the commission said in its motion filed Wednesday. This is just ridiculous. To use these terms that apply to African Americans who are the real victims of discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
The real victims. And they're using these terms that we have used to fight against that discrimination to make the argument that white men are now suddenly and falsely the true victims of race.
That's what the devil in the flesh does. The devil in the flesh will flip the truth around to look like a lie, and vice versa. Will flip a lie around to look like the truth. The devil come to lie, kill, and steal and destroy. That's it. That's all these people with this spirit represent, is the living, walking devil. They come to lie, steal, kill, and destroy. That's it. That's their only objective. The Europeans that developed in Europe, they only had surplus. They only had things that allowed them to sit and think and ponder and wonder, and they all like focus on individualistic ideals and competitiveness. That's the devil. In Africa, we didn't have that. In Asia, they didn't have that. In no other parts of the world did they have that. What they call a human thing is to compete. No, that's European shit. To compete. That's only European shit. And that is what we dealing with. We dealing with somebody that want to lie, steal, kill, and destroy everything in their path. They have lost everything that what it really mean to be a human.
Of racial discrimination. For example, the term disparate impact. Trump issued an executive order that essentially got rid of disparate impact as it applies to African Americans in federal agencies. But now they're using this disparate treatment phrase to protect a group of people who are not facing any inequality because they are the ones in power. Nike has been outspoken about some political topics in the past. In 2017, Mark Parker, who was then chief executive and is now executive chairman, wrote a memo to employees denouncing an executive order from Trump that banned people from several predominantly Muslim countries from entering the United States. Nike believes in a world where everyone celebrates the power of diversity, Mr. Parker wrote. So some of this is also payback, retribution for Nike standing up.
Yeah.
In 2021, Nike presented a 5-year plan for a more diverse workforce. Management tied some executive compensation to diversity objectives, which included representation for women in leadership, positions and a target of 35% representation of racial minorities in its U.S. workforce. Now, some of you have been told, I've tried to explain to you, you've been told that white women have been the biggest benefactor of DEI programs. And I've tried to explain some simple math. First, by yes, acknowledging that white women have benefited from DEI. And if you look at numbers, you'll see that their numbers represent the biggest impact from DEI. But why is that? Because there are more white women in the country than there are black people, period.
Sure is.
So any sort of diversity, equity, or inclusion program that is open to people based on gender, based on race, that's certainly going to benefit the largest pool of people who will be able to benefit from that program.
Yep. Facts.
But those programs tend to help us disproportionately. And here's what's most important. When those programs are being attacked, because they helped us disproportionately, we will also be harmed disproportionately. Now, how do I know that is the case? Because when you look at the unemployment numbers, now that Trump has been in office for over a year, what you see is unemployment for white women has remained the same throughout 2025, but it has shot up for blacks. All because of Trump's anti-DEI programs. Not to mention the tariffs and how they are impacting corporations. So I hope you can understand that just simple math concept. Yes, white women got more jobs because there's more white women in the country. But blacks benefit and are harmed disproportionately if you utilize or implement DEI programs or if you eliminate them. Bringing Nike's mission to life starts with our people and creating a workforce that represents different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, Nike's website says. In other words, Nike knows that a whole lot of black people buy a whole lot of Nike products. And that is the goal. That's why they have those black athletes wearing and promoting their tennis shoes, their shirts, their hats. Nike knows who butters their bread. Well, now they're being forced to stop being considerate of African Americans in their hiring process, in their promotion process. Nike did not release a corporate sustainability report last year, which it typically produces around March and includes updates on diversity goals. The company said at the time that it remained committed to those targets. In its most recent report from 2023 fiscal year, Nike said that it had doubled investments on professional development programs for minorities in the United States. That made them a target. That made them a target of the Trump administration. Now see that was 2023 before Trump was elected. And then Trump was elected with the help of over 2 million black people, many of them younger black men. And that put Trump in power to go after the companies that are considerate of hiring black people. See, that is a classic case of voting against your interests. And I'm not trying to just rub somebody's face in this. I'm not trying to rub black men or the black people, because most black men didn't vote for Trump. But enough did. They don't ever need a majority blacks voting. Trump never wants a majority blacks voting for him. He just wants enough voting for him and even more not voting for the Democratic candidate. And that's what the pro-black imposters be constantly on their platform saying, the Democrats are dogs, the Democrats are this, the Democrats are that. Who does that help?
Right.
It definitely doesn't help black people.
I swear.
It helps Trump. It said it had also run a program to attract a diverse set of suppliers. Wow. Which accounted for more than $1 billion in spending that year. So not only hiring employees, but hiring black-owned businesses. That too is in jeopardy. And let me just keep stressing that if Nike and all these other corporations increased their hiring of black people, white men would still be in power.
Right.
We wouldn't come close to upsetting their power. They're in power and have been.
Right. But see, this whole thing is really the linchpin is any success in our community. And see, and that's why I titled this video Reparations, right? Reparations, them trying to hurt us, like we already won. I don't even see where and how this whole notion that hurting black people can ever help white people. We already won, man. Just us living and existing will sustain us. We're the proof of a crime that happened. And guess what? We're not going nowhere. So all of the hate and vitriol, the schadenfreude, which is a German word, which means to be happy when someone else is hurting. It didn't work in Germany against the Jewish people, and it's not going to work here. Being happy that black people don't have a job. Listen here. We represent life. Life itself. We can't be hurt. We are the closest thing to God on earth to white people. So it's no way that we can be hurt. Without us, it wouldn't be no you. See, y'all are so confused about who y'all are. Here y'all go trying to make it to where we're the baddest people on earth. We don't got no job. And we done been through all of these phases. And we still here. We still reproduce. We still gonna live. We gonna pool our resources. We gonna come together. We gonna channel that. And then guess what? A Nike, you're gonna look up, it's gonna be a whole different company owned by all black people that wear these shoes. Y'all think we stupid? We are the foundation of humanity. How the fuck can we be stupid? When all people come from us. See, and that's the thing. We have to continually prove to our subordinates, really, in as far as the pecking order goes, as far as the hierarchy go, it's like an upside down pyramid, right? We are at the top. The foundation is at the top, right? We set the foundation on which everything else is built. You don't take care of your foundation, the top will fall. So you don't think we know that? It's a collective all over this world. That's why I said we can't be hurt. We cannot be hurt. All we are doing is being forced to show y'all who the fuck we really are. And all we really have to do is love y'all. Love y'all and turn y'all into us. We are like the vampires of the human race. We can turn y'all into us with a kiss. That's why y'all scared of our DNA, because y'all know y'all get too close, we make you fall in love. That's why y'all try to ignore us away. Because if y'all get too close, you fall in love. And guess what? them babies gonna be black.
And for 400 years. See, a lot of this is based on this replacement theory.
Yeah, it is.
Blacks, Latinos, other non-white people replacing.
And the thing of it is, everybody is already black. You can't replace something that's already there. Y'all already represent black. White people are black people. Everybody are black. Y'all come from us. You just don't have the melanin. You lost it because of survival. You needed to survive in that region. You would not have survived with black skin in that region at that time. You needed to adapt. God is great. He made y'all white so y'all can soak in them the UV rays that turn that vitamin D and the calcium that you needed to survive. Period. And all the other features that came along with it. Your hair color, your eye color, and all that. It's all related to y'all survival. It's not nothing that you wanted to do. Y'all didn't want to be white. You had to be white. The Asians didn't want to be Asians. They had to become Asians. So, yeah, but y'all come from us. Like, we can't replace something that we already are. And so that whole theory, the replacement theory, is really just some bullshit that y'all got in your brain that your racist, white supremacist ancestors then passed down to y'all. That's the bullshit that y'all inherited. We inherited this generational trauma that insulate us from the hate that you modern motherfuckers got against us. See, y'all inherited some bullshit. We inherited some great shit.
White men. That's their fear.
Yeah.
Replacing white men on the jobs.
Y'all gonna want to kill yourself when we get these reparations, though. All them guns y'all got, y'all gonna end up turning them on yourself. Instead of being great and learning about who you really are and embracing that, y'all gonna want to just take yourself out. Because once y'all know who we are, y'all gonna know who y'all are. We the great ones. And y'all know by now that y'all come from us.
In the boardrooms. And here's another thing I need you to really understand. The other thing is white working and black working people have more in common than they do in opposition.
But they don't want to believe that, brother. They want to believe that they are inherently superior to us, even working right next to us. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why I always say it's not Trump. Trump just basically doing what he said he was going to do. And it's basically making those same coworkers that work right next to us so happy inside, so warm inside to know that I might be losing my job, you know. But my coworkers know who I am. They know I'm God. I let them know you working there. I just look like this. Yeah, I represent God in the flesh, bro. Please don't ever mistake me for what you call black. You come from me. This is the only color. Period. So yeah, man, like all of this targeting us on the job, they been wanting us to lose our job. Fuck a goddamn job. Yeah, we still gonna get, be successful. We still gonna live. Yeah.
The real culprit here are the billionaires.
Yeah, I agree.
The billionaires. They're the ones who are pocketing all this money. Elon Musk now has a package, an earnings package of $1 trillion. So who's the real issue here? Black men getting jobs?
Right.
Or white billionaires taking 500%
all the money
or even more through their packages, their benefit packages than their workers get.
No, they worship Elon Musk though. They think that these racist white folks, they think that Elon Musk represents them. They think that validates white greatness. So yeah, that's really why these crazy folks been voting for Trump and fuck with Elon Musk so tough. They think that validate them, even in a worthless, sorry ass life. You know that a lot of white people I know in Flint, Michigan, fucked up. They ain't got shit. Like I said, I ride past them in foreign cars. I see them motherfuckers, no teeth, fucked up out here. These the same motherfuckers that voted for Trump. Yeah, so they don't care if they have anything. They just think that Elon Musk or Donald Trump make them look like they have everything. See, it's all an illusion in this country. This shit is not based on nothing real. It's based on an image, false ideology, a bunch of lies about who we are. So that's supposed to automatically make them who they supposed to be. All this shit is made up. And they don't know. They don't have a clue of what we represent.
Last week, in a written response to the subpoena, both of which the agency filed along with this motion on Wednesday, Nike's lawyers called the subpoena broad, ambiguous, and unduly burdensome. That's language we attorneys use all the time when someone files a subpoena some records, or make a discovery request. We oftentimes will object. We have the opportunity to object. And one of the most used objections is this request is broad, ambiguous, and unduly burdensome. What that means is the government, the EEOC, their subpoena, and I've not read it, but I know what this objection means. Their subpoena is wide and broad, and it asks for a lot of stuff. It asks for stuff way back over many years. It asks basically for just everything. It is not proportional. Okay, it's not proportional to what the case is about. And it's unduly burdensome, meaning it is going to require just a whole lot of work trying to hunt down what's in the subpoena. So why is the EEOC doing this? Why is the Trump administration doing this? Because they want to scare other corporations. In other words, you other corporations, you see what we did to Nike? We'll do it to you if you hire black people. The subpoena seeks some information dating back to 2018, including details about a range of mentorship and internship programs in the scope of 2024 layoffs. Nike underwent a reorganization in 2024, pushing out its chief executive amid a sales slump. Elliot Hill, who came out of retirement to take the top role, has reworked the company's organizational structure and replaced many of its senior executives. Nike has made progress in its turnaround effort under Mr. Hill. Sales rose 1% last quarter, boosted by a revitalized business in North America. Despite that, executives said in December that global revenue was expected to fall this quarter as they expected continued weak sales in China, a critical market for sneakers and sportswear. So this is not only undue burdensome and broad and so on. This comes at a bad time for Nike, right? And they know all of this. So they know that Nike is in a position where it's probably more open to bend the knee.
Yep. And so them tariffs, I'm sure, is the reason why Nike is hurting in China. And so, yeah, this whole plan that Trump got with the tariffs is really to weaken America. It's to weaken America. And so he can implement this Project 2025 shit that he's been trying to implement, in his administration. So yeah, they got a plan to basically try to steal America from the processes and the civil rights and all the things that have happened, and basically punish them if they help black people, punish them, like basically get the Mexicans out of here, punish black people, and that way the white people can have more jobs, right? Which they already got the majority of the goddamn jobs, but they want all the fucking jobs. And so they want to basically have us where we fucked up, where we can't even barely survive. They want to have us so fucked up in this country. But guess what? Reparations. Because like majority of black people not even paying attention to Trump. All this shit, after everything that our people that overcame in this country, you think one crazy ass, dumbass president and his administration is going to stop all them years of progress? No. And this notion and fallacy that whites are inherently superior, which, like I said earlier, we know that whites come from black. So not only are you not superior, you wouldn't even have a life without black people. So that's completely false. Every race on earth owe their existence to black people. So not only is hating on us, it's representative of hating on your inner you. We are the inner version of every race on earth. And that's why, like one of my commenters said something about going into outer space. And what I said is, no, we have to go within. Because this shit that's going on right now in this country, all this trying to go out and develop technology and AI and all that dumbass shit is not going to solve the problem that we have. We haven't looked within, each of us. We have to learn from the facts that we have right in our face, knowing everybody come from black people. So we represent life itself. So when reparations come, trust me, that's nothing compared to life. What good is money if you don't have a life? And no one could pay black people back for the life that we gave to humanity. We can't be repaid. There's no dollar amount to pay black people back for life. So that's what I wanted to say in closing. Just wanted to show that clip to show yet again another strategy that this administration is using, and break it down, and break it down and channel it, internalize it. We already know we won this shit. If it is a competition, we won this shit without even playing. Our presence alone proves that we won. We the evidence of one of the greatest crimes ever in modern history to create this global superpower. Yeah. So they would love to wish us away. They want to harm us, silence us. They don't want us to be representative of nothing great in this country, because it proves, damn, they are actually thriving through everything that so they want to erase us. They want to suppress us first, and then they want to try to erase us. But all it's going to do is help us. That's it. You can't hurt us. You can't target a certain group of people and try to hurt them unless you're going to end up helping them. This is how karma works. And then you're going to actually in turn hurt yourself. Yeah, man. So look, I'm gone. I know I've been on here a while, but this is how my stuff go. My lives go a lot like this, man. There's no time frame on it. I just go with it, man. So I'm about to get out of here. I got to go to work in the morning. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. I got 300 more subscribers than I did when I first started a month and a half ago. Thank each and every subscriber for tuning in. Thank each and every viewer. I look at every view, every subscriber that subscribed to me. I subscribe back. So I'm your family. I'm your brother. I don't care how you look. I don't care if you hate black people. You come from me. Just know that without me, it wouldn't be no you. You are my little brother, genetically. You know, and I love my little brothers. I love my siblings. So, yeah, still gonna show you love, but you just gotta educate yourself on who you really are in reference to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always gonna tell you, I'm a man made in God's image. You know what I'm saying? But everybody made in God's image too. You know what I'm saying? It's no one over nobody. We all are us. Trust me. But as far as the chain of command go, we are the parents of humanity. We can never ever disrespect our parents, man. We have to always uphold our parents in high esteem. And we're the parents of human beings. Black people are the parents of human. We are the first ones. So we have to embrace that, man. We can't not only should we not try to run away from that, we should embrace that. So like I said, what reparations compared to life? What no amount of money compares to life itself. You wouldn't have money if you didn't have life. So I always like to throw that out there when I'm talking about reparations. And what reparations is going to do, like I say in every video that I do cover on this topic, is going to help white America conscious first, so they can fully look at us and start to fully acknowledge us instead of trying to ignore us away. To be able to say like, wow, you know what? Let me go over here and have this random conversation with this man made in God's image. Let me not be scared to lock my doors when I see them. Let me, and black people have to educate themselves on who they really are, because there's so many of our people that think they was born to commit crimes. They believe the lies that they were told about what this melanin represent, and don't know that it represents life itself. Life itself. A lot of our black people don't think that they deserve nothing. They think that they was cursed, when in actuality, without them, it wouldn't be no other people. Perfectly made. All of us are perfectly made. Every human being perfectly made. But we were the first perfectly made people. Without us being made perfect, no other people could be made perfect. So that's why we always got to uplift our black people, man, our melanated, our the darker, the more better. Yeah, the darker, yeah. That's just how it works. I am not against light-skinned people. I love my light-skinned people too. But it is what it is. The darker, the more, right? And so, look, man, I'm gone. I could do this all night.
Yo, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort. I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon Speaks Live. No script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies. Just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Now the truth will rise. Yo, it's